Good morning, my dear students. So, we are again back in our biology class where we will be studying about the kingdom classification that I was continuing in my previous video lecture. I hope that all of you have went to all the video lecture and it is clear to you all. Also, I hope the questions that I have received, I can clarify that I have clarified all of the doubts that you are having, and I believe that there are no more doubts left. So we'll be continuing with the chapter, and we'll be continuing with five kingdom classification, and we are following Oxford Biology class 7. Okay, so moving forward. Now, what is five kingdom classification? Okay, so in the year 1969, students please follow page number 33. Okay, page number 33 of Oxford Biology. Now, Whitaker's five kingdom classification. What is this and why it is been accepted in all the cases? We will be learning about that. The system of classification of organisms is widely accepted and is based on the following criteria. There are some criteria based on which this particular system is being accepted. What? Number one, complexity of cell structure. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic organization of cell. Okay, what does that mean? We know that all organisms are made up of cell. Based on the presence and absence of a true nucleus, cell of the organism may either be prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells do not have a well developed nucleus. We all know that, right? Prokaryotic cell do not have a well defined nucleus, whereas eukaryotic cell have a well defined nucleus. Such cells also do not possess membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria and chloroplast. Organisms made of such cells are called prokaryotes. Bacteria are example of prokaryotes. We know that. Eukaryotic cells on the other hand have a well defined nucleus which is membrane bound along with other membrane bound organelles. Organisms made of such cells are called eukaryotes. We already know that. Now, almost all other organisms belonging to the kingdom Prostia, fungi, plantae and animalia are example of eukaryote by eukaryotes. Okay, so student, this is one of the greatest achievement of five kingdom classification, that they are classified or organized based on the prokaryotic and eukaryotics. Okay, now second is complexity of body organization, unicellular and multicellularity. Now they are also classified as unicellular and multicellular organisms both separately. Okay, living organism may be unicellular or multicellular depending upon the number of the cells that make up their body. Organisms made up of single cell are called unicellular organisms, that we already know. Now moving forward, in such organism a single cell is capable of carrying out all the life functions such as nutrition, respiration and reproduction. Example of unicellular organisms are, what are the examples? Any idea? Okay, they are bacteria, protists such as amoeba and euglena, yeast and some algae. Organisms made up of many cells are called multicellular organisms, and what are the examples? They are we. Okay, a majority of organisms that we see around such as plant and animal are multicellular organisms. In such organisms different functions are carried out by different group of cells. Mode of nutrition, all the organisms made of nutrition from the food. Okay, now the third point is the mode of nutrition, that we have already found as a drawback in the earlier system, right? Now mode of nutrition, all organisms obtain nutrition from the food they eat. The process by which they do so is called nutrition. There are two modes of nutrition. What are the two modes of nutrition? The two modes of nutrition are autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now what is autotrophic? Autotrophic is those organisms who can make their own food, for example plants. And what are heterotropics? Heterotropics are the organism who feeds on autotrophs. Okay, now autotrophic nutrition is a type of nutrition in which the organism makes its own food from the inorganic substances. Such organisms are called autotrophs. Plants and some bacteria are autotrophs. Heterotrophic nutrition is a type of nutrition in which the organism cannot make its own food and depends upon the other organism for food. Such microorganisms are called heterotrophs. Most protists, fungi and all animals are heterotropics. Now we will be studying about the classifications itself. Okay, we will be studying about the classifications itself. What are the classification? Now the first kingdom, now we have, as we are seeing 5 kingdom classification, we will be having 5 kingdoms. Okay, we need to study about that. So what is the first kingdom? The first kingdom is kingdom Monera. The first kingdom is kingdom Monera. Okay, it is kingdom Monera. So second we will move. As first let us understand what kingdom Monera is. Okay, the term Monera originates from the Greek word moneris, which means single or solitary. Now it means single or solitary. Okay, this kingdom comprises of single-celled prokaryotic organisms which are microscopic in size. They can be seen only with the help of electron microscope. All bacteria are grouped under kingdom Monera. So to classify this, they are single cell, okay, they now they all are single cell, as I am talking about. Also let me see, the single cell prokaryotic organism. Okay, they are prokaryotic organism and they can be seen only with the help of electron microscope. Now all bacteria, example are what? Example is all bacteria. Now this is under kingdom Monera. Okay, now what are bacteria? We will be studying about the bacteria. Bacteria are most primitive form of life that inhabit earth. Bacterial cell exist either solitary or in chain or cluster. Either they appear single or in cluster or in chains. Okay, they are found everywhere, in earth, in air, water, in the food, in the air, in soil or on dead matter, and even outside our bodies. Bacteria are capable of surviving the hardest conditions. So bacteria can survive the hardest conditions. Okay, now moving forward to the structure. For structure, you will be seeing figure number 2.6 of page number 35, Oxford Biology class 7. Okay, structure. Bacteria are unicellular organisms. Definitely they are single cell organisms. Their range, the size ranges from 0.5 to 4 microns. A bacterial cell is surrounded by a cell membrane and an outer rigid wall. Bacterial cells are prokaryotic. These cells lack a definite nucleus, that is, the nuclear material includes a single coiled DNA molecules which lives freely within the cytoplasm. It is not enclosed within a nuclear membrane. The bacterial cell do not have a membrane bound or cell organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplast. These all are absent in bacteria. Okay, ribosomes however are present in the cytoplasm. So only ribosome is present in bacteria. Am I clear? So moving forward, bacteria have one or two whip like structure called flagella. Now if you find this diagram, if you see this diagram, you will find this flagella. Okay, these are a whip like structure and it helps in locomotion. So as we have our feet to move, bacteria have this particular flagella or flagellum, singular known as flagellum, to move. Okay, now nutrition. Bacteria may be autotrophic, saprotrophic or parasitic. Okay, what does that means? Definitely, as I have already discussed about the autotrophic mode of nutrition. So these bacteria make their own food by using inorganic compound or sunlight as a source of energy. They contain pigments that are very similar to chlorophyll, which helps in making food. Am I clear? So moving on, saprophytic bacteria. These bacteria derive nutrition from the dead and decaying organic material. They release digestive enzymes into the organic matter on which they grow and break down the complex organic nutrients into simpler molecules which are then absorbed by the bacterial cell. So this is saprophytic mode of nutrition or saprophytic bacteria. Now the parasitic bacteria. A parasite means that they will take the nutrition from a host body in which they will enter. Okay, so parasite bacteria, these bacteria live on or inside the body of other organisms called host and obtain nutrition from them. Such bacteria often cause harms to the body of the host. Parasitic bacteria cause diseases animal and plant. Okay, shape. Bacterial cell may be spherical, rod shaped, spiral or coma shaped. Spherical bacteria are called cocci. Rod shaped bacteria are called bacilli. Spiral bacteria are called spirilla, okay, or spirilla, and coma shaped bacteria are called vibrio. Now these you need to remember what are the names and what are the shapes, or what are the names by the shape of bacteria. Okay, so moving, bacteria may be beneficial as well as harmful. So can you students comment below some of the useful bacteria by pausing this video just over here, and some of the harmful bacteria or where it is found. See, you will just try, otherwise I am here to answer you all. Okay, I hope you all have commented. Now going forward, what are the useful bacteria? Following are some way in which bacteria are beneficial to us. Number one, the milk bacterium. Lactobacillus. Also make it very clear that any name of bacteria is same as I have already written in my previous class, that we need to write it in italics, and as italics is not possible, so what we need to do, we need to write that particular name and we need to underline it. Underlining the name is very much important. Without that you will not get a single marks from any of the teacher or in your board examination. Am I clear on that? So moving, the milk bacterium Lactobacillus is used domestically for converting milk into curd. It is also used commercially along with Streptococcus to ferment milk and prepare cheese. Lactobacillus and acetic acid bacteria are used in food industry for pickling and fermenting of food products. We also use bacteria such as Bacillus and Penibacillus to prepare antibiotics like bacteriocin and polymyxin. Antibiotics are chemical substances obtained from microbes including bacteria which inhibit the growth of other disease causing microorganisms. So if the questions come that what are antibiotics, it would be antibiotics are chemical substance obtained from microbes including bacteria which inhibits the growth of other disease causing microorganisms. Streptomycin and oeomycin are some of the examples. So the next point, vaccines are special prepared of dead and weakened disease causing germs. These preparations are injected into the human bloodstream in order of the body to develop immunity against infectious disease. Vaccine of disease such as typhoid, tetanus, cholera, TB and diphtheria are prepared to prevent the spread of this disease. Okay, now what are vaccines? As you all know, or I don't know whether the concept is clear or not, vaccines are what we incorporate weakened or dead germs into our body. Now what happens, our body immunity system, they fight with these particular weak germs and they get the power or the antibodies developed in our body. Now further on, when in the next time this particular type of germs try to enter to our body, what happens, our body already knows or already have the antibodies to protect us or to prevent that particular disease to enter our body, so we get vaccinated. Am I clear? So moving forward, lactic acid bacteria, acetic acid bacteria, etc. are also used to make probiotics that helps with digestion related problems. Some species of bacteria are used in the synthesis of vitamins. E. coli, a bacterium present in the human intestine, is isolated and used to commercially produce vitamin B complex and vitamin K tablets. These vitamins are sold as food supplements. Okay, we get these vitamins as food supplements. Bacteria also used to separate jute fibers from stem through a process called retting. What is retting? Retting is the process to separate jute fibers. Okay, to separate jute fibers from the stems, and this is known as retting. This is done by bacterial decomposition. The stem of jute are immersed in water and acted upon by bacteria, which then dissolve the cell wall and separate the fibers. Bacteria plays a big role in recycling of nutrients. They act on the dead remains of plant and animal, converting their complex organic compound into simpler substance or nutrients, which can be easily absorbed by the plants. Okay. Now some bacteria have the ability to convert the free nitrogen into the atmosphere into nitrogenic compound that can be used by plant. There are two groups of nitrogen fixing bacteria. Number one, the living organism bacteria, that is Clostridium, found in soil or air, and the symbiotic bacteria Rhizobium that lives in the root nodules of the leguminous plant. Now they also help to convert the nitrogen from the air into the soil, and this nitrogen is very much important for plant growth. Bacteria also have been used through genetic engineering to protect plants from pest infestation. The bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis or BT is an environment friendly pesticide used in biological pest control. So I hope up till this it is clear. Okay, so we have the harmful bacteria. Let us continue quickly with these harmful bacteria. Bacteria can also be harmful. Harmful ways of bacteria are mentioned below. Spoilage of food, it spoils the food. We all know about the spoilage of food. What happens there? There the food becomes spoiled. Okay. Second is food poisoning. Some bacteria produce certain harmful chemicals called toxin in food. When such food items contain toxins are consumed, food poisoning occurs. Clostridium botulinum is a common bacteria that infects canned food. Okay. Spoilage of domestic articles. Bacteria can release deterioration of articles for daily use like leather, wood, wool, paper and cloth by growing on them. Now we found in during monsoons or during rainy season, we found that bacteria are developing on the particular surface of leather or our bags or our belts. Why this? Because this is of the growth of the bacteria that occurs. Disease causing bacteria. Many bacteria are known to cause several diseases in both plant and animal, including human beings. Such organisms that cause disease are called pathogens. Some common bacterial disease and their causative bacteria are given in table 2.1. So please go through table 2.1 of this page number. Okay, so student, we have completed only this kingdom Monera. Then on the next class we will continue with the next kingdom, which is known as kingdom Protista. I hope up till kingdom Monera everything is clear, so that we can continue in our next video lecture about the next kingdom of classification. Okay, so all of you please take care, as this global pandemic is happening outside the world. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, study hard, and for any of the queries please do comment or ask in the class itself, or you can mail to us directly. Thank you. Have a good day.